All right, good morning, everybody. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to today's Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream. It's Jetliner Tuesday. We're doing a JetBlue service from Orlando to Cancun. So let's get in here. Hello, Imperial Builder. Let's get in here, get everything started up so we can get in the air and get going. We'll have a nice sunrise flight down to Cancun. We're not going to adjust the time or anything. We're just going to go ahead and do this, and should have a nice sunrise as we climb out to 36,000 feet. So we will get in here and get this started. All right. And we'll go ahead and let them talk. Flaps put in. Plan. Check our flight plan real quick. Looks like the flight plan is solid. No hiccups. That's fine, Imperial Builder. It's okay. If you are, you are. It's all good either way, man. It's all right. Come on, truck, get out of my way. All right, so let's get out here, get to our runway, get up in the air, and we'll be on our way. Oh, very short trip to our runway. Nice. I think this must be it. Yep. Nice. Not a fire taxi. The notification is... All right. Well, good. I'm glad it works. Alright, I think we are all set. Go ahead and put that there. Okay, let's go. There we are. Oh, nice, Imperial. Let me make sure we are... Looks like we are good to go. Alright, let's go ahead and turn our taxi lights off. Alright. We're on our way to Cancun. Where it needs to be. Perfect. Oh, okay. Good enough. I don't know why everybody seems to want to watch the streamer's face. I'm not quite sure why that is. Not always comfortable with that, to be honest. We should get the call to go to another altitude here in a moment. There we go. So, there we go. There's sunrise right over there. Perfect. Should be nice and sunny. Well, yeah, I know, but it's a bit of a privacy issue as well. And then usually what happens too is you have people who come in and start making inappropriate comments about how somebody looks. So that's why I prefer not to. You know, I just happened to do it while I was down there in Roanoke. So, but it's, yeah, I don't, that's not something I want to do all the time, to be honest. Because then it's not much about the content. It's like, oh, you look like this, you know, and I prefer not to have that in my chat. Because that's what some people will do. Alright, so our flight plan looks all good. So we should get a call to go higher here in a moment. I didn't say that, Imperial, okay? I don't like to have my face when I'm doing a video or anything because I don't want people to come in and say that, because that's what some people will do. It's not about the content. It's about they want to come in and insult the streamer, okay? So that's what I don't like about it. Alright, I think... So I got some notes here. Once we reach a waypoint called MYDIA, Medea, I guess. Let's try to get here. So at Medea. Oh, wait a minute. I must have missed it. Okay, there it is. So from there to here, from here to Vomar, we're gonna have to drop some altitude. But we have quite a bit of distance between here and here. So we'll just kind of start stepping our altitudes down as we, as we need to, and then yeah. So we should be all set there. So we've got that to look forward to. Should be a fairly straightforward flight. Hello. Sorry, I was looking at the Shira. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Joseph. How are you? So, yeah, we are on our way to Cancun, Mexico. Looks like everything should go according to plan. Knock on wood. So, sun should be coming up. We should see that up soon. Should be daylight by the time we get to Cancun. Alright, should go up to 360 here. That's interesting, because normally by now we would have gotten the call. There we go. There we go. All right. So we'll be back tomorrow in the Embraer 110, going from Douglas Bisbee to El Paso. Should be a fairly easy flight. Shouldn't take very long to do. And then on Thursday, Truth or Consequences Municipal to Roswell, New Mexico in the Kodiak 100. And then no flights on Friday. Saturday we're doing the flights that would be on the 4th and the 5th of April, and then we will do a scenic Sunday on the 3rd, and Monday will be in the Embraer 175, I believe, going from Fresno to Las Vegas, and then we'll be back in the Junkers 52 on Wednesday to continue our flight. Heading towards Athens, Greece. Now, kind of just talking. So I was looking. We didn't fly last night. Captain Arish got to do a really nice preview of the Boeing 247, which is a twin-engine prop plane. Really nice looking, really well put together. It was like it's a work in progress. It was just kind of a preview. Not everything is working as intended, but it was nice. So while he was doing that, I was putting together everything for the upcoming flights from Amsterdam to the former Dutch Indies. It turns out that it turns out that I miscalculated. It's not 30 legs for that flight, it's 32. Now, if I fly every Monday and Wednesday, starting on the, I think it's the 18th of April. Yep, that will be the first flight, the 18th of April. We will not get to the Dutch Indies until, the former Dutch Indies I should say, until August 1st. And that's if no other issues happen where I can't fly on a Monday or a Wednesday. But that will be, those will be those flights. And then we'll have Jetliner Tuesday still. And then we're going to do military aviation Thursday. Fridays will still be viewer requested flights. And then, you know, all that kind of stuff. So that's what we're going to do. And then we'll still have like scenic Sundays and stuff like that. We're going to switch up Spitfire Saturday. It's going to be Lightning Saturday. I'm going to be getting the P-38 Lightning World War II aircraft. So I think we've basically gotten really good with the the Spitfire. So I think it's time to introduce another aircraft from World War II. So enjoy that, and so that will be in the repertoire for some time. We'll fly that for a while until we kind of get to have some fun with that, and then we'll see what other World War II aircraft will come out in the near future. So that's what we got coming up. But yeah, it's going to take a long time to get to do those legs because I had to break it up. Some flights are going to be a couple hours, some are going to be about 4. Have I flown to Bhutan? I believe I have. I've gone to a lot of places already, so if I haven't gotten there yet, I eventually will. It's, you know, again, it's a whole wide world. So I'm trying to get to all kinds of places. Okay. So, but what I try to do with the Jetliner stuff is I try to find real world routes for the liveries that I have, because some of the times I have flown a Lufthansa or a KLM flight in the Middle East and everybody's like, oh, that would not be possible. How dare you? Well, I work with what I got. I know you want to see liveries, but I don't have access to them. Okay. So I have flown a lot of places already. If you go through my whole library, I mean, I know there's hundreds and hundreds of videos. I may have gone through there. I may not have yet, but I will get there eventually. So anyway, so the KLM flights, like I said, some of them are going to be, I think the shortest one's like an hour and a half. Some are going to be like 3.5, 4 hours. I think if it was a 5-hour flight, I'd try to find a halfway point to stop at, and or like if I did 3.5 hours and then another hour and a half or something like that. So it's just some of it's going to be very slow going. That's just the way it is. So yeah, that's what we got to work with. So, but I'm looking forward to it. I think it'll be fun. We're going to see a lot of nice scenery. We're flying down through Europe, across into Cairo, on across into Iraq and Iran, and on down through. And so, yeah, there's a lot of flying to do. Hopefully, a lot of nice scenery. Because I try to follow the route as closely as possible of what KLM did to go to the former Dutch Indies. So, but because a lot of the airports don't exist in some cases, or they are military airfields now, sometimes getting the information to try to put the flight together is a bit difficult. So I've got a ton of notes on the flight. So that's what I was working on last night. So I'm hoping it'll be a good, nice time, and But we'll, you know, that won't be the focus. But it's going to take us about 30-something days or more to get there. So, but that's just, you know, flying 2 days a week to get there. So, yeah, looking forward to that. But for those of you who are new to the channel, and if you scroll down, I know the one of the things that started off on my channel, people would come in and say, "Can you fly here? Can you fly here?" And it's like, you know, I plan in advance my flights. But what I've done is I've opened it up for viewer requested flights on Fridays. I'm not looking for the information right now. I've got the flights already planned for the 8th and the 15th of April, I believe. No, 5th, yeah, 8th and 15th. So when we do the flight on the 15th, then I'll ask for the next, if somebody has any suggestions for another route that I could do on the 25th or the 22nd, I'm sorry. So that way, you know, if that's something you want to see, if I can do it, I will. But I have to look at the departure and arrival airport, what kind of airport it looks like, what kind of plane can I reasonably fly there in and out of it. That's what I need to do. And I know everybody wants certain things, but I'm working with what I have. So there's a whole rule section. Please read that. But again, I'm not looking for the information right now. I'm just explaining it because a lot of people they start asking in the chat, and it's like, I try to direct them there, but I'm trying to stay ahead of the curve, so to speak. So, hello, Captain D's. So yeah, that's what we try to do. But yeah, otherwise, yeah. So anyway. And I try to do flights and streams that are reasonable amount of time for me, because I'm sitting here, and I have to get up and move around. I'm not doing any more of the 5 or 6 or 8 hour flights. That's just too much for me to do. I think 4, 5 hours tops, but those are all plans that I've made. I don't want anybody to impose upon me well, can you do from here to here, and it's like a 6 hour flight. I can't do that. That's just not reasonable anymore. But for my own stuff, for like the KLM flights, I tried to break it up as best as I could. But there's going to be sometimes it's going to be a bit long, and I know some people will be like, I'm bored, and well, I'm trying to do something that happened in the 1930s and just trying to enjoy that. So, getting ready for a flight from Michigan to New York. Well, good. Hopefully you have a good flight. We are on our way to Cancun, Mexico. Sun's trying to come up. We got quite a distance to go here. I think this is one of our major sort of waypoints, a huge distance. So actually that is, because then once we get there, our next point is where we should start descending. So wow, that's fairly quick. So yeah, we are doing good, but we've got quite a distance to go till we get to there, and then let's have a look here. From here to here, it's another 73 miles, nautical miles, so that won't be too bad. But then we have another huge distance from here to here. So, got two areas that are pretty spread apart. So, I think I can go ahead and turn off the cabin crew can go ahead and dispense the coffee. Passengers can get up and move about the cabin for a bit. People who get bored, yeah, you're probably right, Imperial. I appreciate that, that you enjoy the content. That's what I hope. You know, I know sometimes the stuff that we do is not, you know, some people don't like the classic aviation stuff, like the Junkers or the Fokker F7B. They want everything fast, and that's not how I'm trying to show a lot of different stuff. So some people appreciate that, some people are just kind of like, ugh, but it is what it is. So, yep, looking forward to tomorrow's flight from Douglas Bisbee to El Paso. Should be, I think should be a fairly short flight. I gotta double check some things on the how to manage the altitude, stuff like that. Sometimes the buttons are a bit, they don't make sense in order to do things. So, yeah, we'll do that, and then that should be a nice flight. And then we'll go to our last flight of April, or March, I mean, will be in the Kodiak going from Truth or Consequences Municipal to Roswell. And no Spitfire Saturday this coming Saturday. No flight on the 1st. I was going to try to squeeze one in, but it's just, I got too much going on that day. I wouldn't be able to do it. Alright, I think I am going to step away for a moment since we're just kind of cruising to our next waypoint. And I'll be right back. All right. I love every plane. Which is your favorite plane and the plane you don't like? I don't think I have any dislikes, although I steer clear. I did buy the Captain Sim 777s. I try to steer clear of those because sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, and you just never know when it will and when it won't. I try to enjoy everything. I like, because everything's different. That's what I like. I don't want to get stuck with, just flying one plane in particular, and then, everybody's like, oh, this again. So I try to mix it up a little bit with the Jetliner stuff and then some vintage aviation and stuff like that. So I can't say there's anything that isn't a favorite, but I try to enjoy what's out there in the content. Okay, you're boarding your flight in 10 minutes. Well, good luck. Have a safe flight. So, yeah, I try to enjoy everything. It's not always easy because, some days, if I test something today, it may not work tomorrow. And there's just no telling if that will happen or not. So it's a bit of a gamble sometimes. All right. 103 nautical miles to go to our waypoint there. Let's just zoom out here and just have a look at see what we can see in front of us. It's 320 nautical miles. So there's our marker there in front of us, and then there's our next marker, our next waypoint, I should say, which is Medea, and then everything else that's close to the airport, right there, up there at the top. So that's what we've got left to do, pretty much, from here, and that's all going into Cancun International. So yeah, we're doing pretty good here. Just ticking the miles away. CRJ 200. Well, nice for you. I wish we could. That is something that they are working on getting to the Xbox side. They don't know when it will be approved, but it's going through testing and a bunch of other things. So yeah, the Xbox folks are kind of we're almost an afterthought, even though they say we're not. But it clearly, there's a lot of issues that need to be. Which is my favorite livery? Well, if I could, I'd like to see Pan Am livery. It's not. Hopefully somebody will release it in a livery pack at some point. I don't think I have a least favorite, because every livery, especially if you go back in time, like KLM, that is their airline has existed. They're the oldest existing airline in the world, actually. They've continuously operated since they first started. But other airlines have come and gone since KLM started. So, I know some liveries, people are very much attached to it because it's either a place that they've lived or an airline that they're familiar with because they've flown on it a bunch of times, or stuff like that. I love the black and New Zealand livery, and I hate Spirit Air. Well, Spirit Air, it's different. I'll give them that. I didn't even know about Spirit Airlines until only recently. So, but they're, it's different. That's the one thing you can say about it right away. It looks different from everybody else's stuff, and that's a good thing. It separates them from all the other airlines out there at the airport. So, it's different, but some people like Spirit, and I know they have different liveries. It's just the one that we have in here is probably a little bit, boring to look at, but it is what it is. right, 77 nautical miles. But it'd be nice if we had more of the classic airline liveries for like United and American Airlines, and even maybe the early days of Southwest Airlines, and some of the other airlines that don't exist anymore that kind of got merged into other airlines. Their identity is kind of lost. So I'd like to see some of that kind of stuff. But it takes somebody to research it and put it all together and hopefully make it look good, and then there it is. But I wouldn't even begin to know how to do all that. Oh, thank you for the subscription, Primacy. I just realized I got a notification. Thank you for the subscription. Appreciate that. Well, it's I'm sure when they come up with a livery, they look at what will draw people's attention to their airline. They try to create something that stands out, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But that's all. It's all marketing. It's designed around marketing to get people to, oh, look at this new airline, look at how they look, and and then people might say, oh, I'm going to try flying it, because they got good fares and stuff like that. So, all right, sun's slowly coming up there. Should see it peeking over the horizon here any moment. Right about off the tip of the tail there, thereabouts. Somewhere over in that neck of the woods. Like, I will say, if the prices are cheap and the service is good, people aren't going to care what the plane looks like. They're going to fly in it because it's affordable and it's good quality airline service. So, all right, 53 nautical miles still to go. They changed boarding to now. Okay, well, good luck, Captain D's. Enjoy your flight. Thanks for keeping us updated on your your itinerary. I know for many years JetBlue did not have a very good reputation. I kind of think they've turned their airline around for the better, but yeah, they were notoriously bad in the very beginning of their existence as an airline. Alright, so we got a bit of a crosswind. The plane is adjusted for that, so we still are flying towards our waypoint there in the distance. Novel? Yeah. No, Novel. N-A-W-L. Is it N-A-W-L? It's hard to tell if it's two V's or a W. Looks like two V's. Okay. So once we get there, we'll see what our distance is, and then we'll start making our reductions in altitude accordingly. Now, interestingly enough, now according to my flight plan that I filed when I created this route today, at this point here, we are supposed to be at 17,000 feet by the time we get to Maidia. Right? But it looks like it's changed ever so slightly. So we're going to stay at 360 until we get at least a little bit closer, and then we'll start, about halfway to there, we'll start reducing our altitude to be at 230 by the time we get to Vomar. So, yeah, there's been a slight change, it seems. So we're going to... so you're about, okay, good luck, have a safe flight. I don't know what else to say to you there, Captain D's. Still haven't seen the sun peeking over just yet. It should be up by now, I would think. Alright, there it is. Alright, let's have a look here to see, once we pass that, how much distance it will take for us to get to our next waypoint. Okay, 74 nautical miles. So when we're about 30 nautical miles away, or 35, yeah, we'll go 35 nautical miles away from our waypoint there, then we'll start reducing our altitudes. All right, good deal. All right. Thank you all for coming in today. Thank you for the 3 thumbs up so far. Greatly appreciate it. Do try to fly 7 days a week when possible, but that is all up to my schedule. When I do try to fly whenever possible, first thing in the morning, just so that we get a flight in, hopefully something nice and relaxing to start the day. Oh, Miami Center is reaching all the way down here. Interesting. Should get handed over to either Cancun or another center, I would think. Oh, 4 likes, so thank you all. Appreciate that. There's the sun peeking over the horizon. So what we'll do is we'll step down to 30,000 feet first, and then we will continue our descent. Actually, you know what? We've got... Oh, hold on a second. Alright, so we'll stay here until we get past this marker, because we do have quite a bit of distance to go between Dia and Vomar. So we'll chew up some distance there, and then we'll start our descent and to be ready to land at Cancun. So interestingly enough, in the flight log, when I was making this flight plan, like I was saying this morning, I made notes based on what the flight log told me. At this point, you need to be at these altitudes. But then we come in and actually fly it, and then it tells us something a little bit different. I don't know why that is. That's a very strange sort of situation, I think, that we're seeing. But I think we're going to be fine. Where's my defrost? The windshield. Oh, it's on automatic. Okay. It looks like we're starting to get a little ice on the windshield there. Alright, there's the sun. Drink me some water. Surprised Amela hasn't made it in. I wanted to tell Amela I made pancakes for breakfast this morning when I got up. We are nearly to our next waypoint. 56 minutes of flying so far. That reminds me, I need to update my we left from to UN. I'll leave that blank because maybe day and night. Day. All right. What's wrong, Joseph? Why are you putting that in that emoji in my chat? What's wrong? Oh, there's Amela. Speaking of Amela, I was just saying, if you popped in, I was going to let you know I made pancakes for breakfast this morning. How are you, by the way? Nice to see you here. Something happened to your Facebook. Oh, Lord Joseph. I don't know what to tell you about that. I have done my best to stay off of that platform. With what? Just plain pancakes. Just pancakes and syrup. Nothing special. I'm doing good. Yeah, I've learned over the years there's better things to do with your time than living on Facebook. It is not very healthy. All right, there is our waypoint there. We will turn towards, see what kind of distance we got. All right, so we should be done talking to Miami. All right, 153 nautical miles on it. And my family, well, family you should be talking to in real life as much as possible, or on the phone, not through Facebook. You know, there used to be a time in the world where such things didn't exist, and you met your friends somewhere and you'd talked in person, or yeah, it's not, social media is not very healthy for you. I think I log in once a month. Check check your DMs when. Oh, okay. Give me to. I am available right now. All right. We are in the latter half of our flight now. Before we know it, we will be in Cancun. Yeah, that Boeing 247 looks absolutely fantastic. And they are trying to get it on the Xbox, but it will take some time due to the WASM issue. So so yeah, it looks just absolutely fantastic, and they have this cool thing where you can something to do with the radio. You can tune in music that is from the era that it flew in. So, yeah. Saying wrong. Okay, well then maybe your account's been hacked, Joseph. I feel like there's more pressing things in the world to worry about than Facebook. But that's just me. I'm not trying to be mean or anything. It's just... I've spent too much time on there. It's just, ugh, it's not healthy. Like I said, I think I log in once or in a while during a month, and that's about it. I just clear stuff, acknowledge stuff, and then that's about it. I don't really. That's all I do. I don't post anything there anymore. There we go, the sun's finally up. So it should be a nice early morning arrival. Let's see, they are an hour behind. So it's 6:30 in the morning. So by the time we land, it'll be 7:30, almost 8 o'clock, I think. Maybe closer to 8. Alright, so so what we'll do is, a little bit, we'll go down to flight level 300 or 30,000 feet. And then we will cruise there for a little bit, step down to flight level 230, and then from there we should be pretty much set for success. But by the time we get to Adler, we have to be at 4,000 feet. So, yeah. We got time. I'm not going to reduce just yet because in the past I've started to drop altitude a little early, and so we're going to stay here until we're about 50 nautical miles, I think. It's toxic. Yeah, it is. I agree, Mella. It is. I used to be on Twitter. I left Twitter a long time ago. I just keep Facebook for some unknown reason, but I keep it. But yeah, I don't post on there anymore. It's just not worth the energy. People have just gotten really terrible with one another on there. You know, you just can't agree to disagree anymore. It's just people get angry, and you know, I don't want any part of that in my life anymore. I even posted links to my YouTube channel on there, and I don't think anybody really has ever followed me. Well, a few people did, but not as many people as I hoped there would be. But that's all good. Alright, yeah, we'll get a little bit closer and then we'll start dropping some altitude. It was where some people are posting every 5 or 10 minutes what they're doing during their day, and it's like, if you got this much time, you might need to talk to somebody if you're spending that much time on Facebook or social media in general. You might need to find another hobby. Yeah, I did for quite some time, and I'm like, wow, you know, if I guess you think your life is that, you know, so great that you got to tell everybody every 5 minutes what you're doing with your time. Well, again, Joseph, I mean, if your friends could, in theory, I would think, they would, did I hit something by accident? Nope, everything's on. Seemed like all of a sudden, okay, everything's fine. Yeah, I would want my friends to meet me in, in real life, not on, yeah, I did. It's all everybody's talking about now. Every time I open up YouTube, it's like, did you see this? It's, I don't know. It certainly has made the headlines, probably for all the wrong reasons, you know. But that's all anybody's talking about, not who won and what was best picture and everything. It was about that incident between him and Chris Rock. It's certainly got a lot of attention, that's for sure. I don't know that I'd want that kind of attention in my life, though, to be honest. I would think the more appropriate thing to have done would have been to have a conversation away from the cameras, and that way you don't look like a bit of a fool, and you can handle it in private, which is where it should have been. All right, but people do what people are going to do. I think there was a better way to handle it, though. But he did what he thought was right. All right, let's talk to the lovely ATC, and let's drop some altitude. That's kind of hard to do. Oh, actually we are below 280 knots, so we're fine. All right, let me look at the weather for our airport there. 3003 altimeter. 12 knot winds. We're coming in on runway 120. 12 left. Winds out of the 110 degree direction. Okay. So it looks like we're landing into the wind, I think. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah, I think it would have been preferable to handle that in private. That's not everybody else's business, but people do things in the heat of the moment, unfortunately. All right, so our next, once we get to 300, we're going to go down to 230. All right. 7,000 feet. We are at 300. Enough. We should be like right where we need to be, roughly. There we go. Yep, I saw that. Yeah. So that means you're going to go. You're going to start fasting soon, isn't that right, Amela? If I remember correctly. You start fasting and then you can't eat until after Ramadan or the day of. I'm trying to remember what it was based on past experiences with you. I do recall how you were sneaking baby food away from Amy. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I saw it when I was looking at my calendars trying to plan which days were my flights for the KLM stuff was going to be. I was like, oh, Ramadan's coming up. I was like, oh, that means Amella's going to be getting hangry. All right, we are making our targets here. Good deal. And we will go to 14,000 feet. Actually, we'll go to... We'll kind of cut it in half, but... Yep, I do recall the sneaking of the baby food from Amy's stash. in order to make it. Now, I'm going to ask this question, and I'm not asking out of disrespect. Now, do you say like Happy Ramadan, or what's the proper sort of best wishes or something? I'm not sure how that is supposed to work, I guess. Doggone it. Gotta be kidding me. Never mind, it fixed itself. Oh my goodness, this thing is going to give me a freaking heart attack. It started saying if the stream didn't get any information, it was going to end the stream and yada yada yada. So, oh, unbelievable. Jesus. All right, it fixed itself. It seems to happen. Just it's becoming more common occurrence, and I don't know what the problem is. All right, we got to get to. We got to drop. We got to start moving. Oh, come on. All right, I think it's settled down. It's just I looked over and I saw that and it started to buffer and I'm like, oh no, it's going to do it again. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if it's Twitch on my Xbox. I don't know. I'm guessing that's what it is, but I could be wrong. I really don't know at this point anymore. Let's see, it was 3003. Yeah, we'll start there and then we can adjust accordingly. I'm going to go ahead and ask for 11,000 now. All of our fancy lights on. All right, hour 26. So yeah, it should be about an hour 46-minute flight. Looks like might be just about spot on. All right, take care, Mela. Nice to see you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Catch you later, alligator. Now I think once... Yeah, I think we should start getting our directions from ATC at this point. Let's see, about... We go to 6,000 feet. Let's dial back some speed here. Oh, that's what I'm doing. Uh-oh. 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 What is going on here? Why is it suddenly turning around? That's interesting. It just suddenly went into a... It's just doing its own thing now. Okay. Well, that was not expected. Let's see if it fixes itself or not. If not, then what we will do is we will... Oh, come on. Yep. It's
overspeed.
Oh no. Okay. Oop. Wow, that was unexpected. Wow, okay. That was unexpected. Like it just suddenly stopped navigating. Let's see if we can just get it back on track here. Wow, that is insane. Let's see if it fixes itself now. I think it's navigating now. All right, it is. Whew. Wow, that was... Why is it not? It's not wanting to... Yeah, I'm trying. Alright, we're gonna have to do this then. Whew, wow, okay. That was interesting. Been a long time. I think you were just here the day before yesterday. It couldn't have been that long of a time. Welcome. Yeah, that's just surprising. Like, everything was fine. I don't know why it just suddenly... It was like it didn't want to navigate anymore. That was really odd. Like, it just... Well, I hope for a butter landing, but we just had this really strange situation occur with the autopilot system. It just stopped navigating. So, but I think we're fine. I think it's done with its craziness. I hope. Whew. Well, that was interesting. Let's go back to the flight plan page. See, this is the kind of craziness that happens. No. No, I'm not climbing 17. See? All right. I think we're fine. Oops. All right, I think over. It's just the A320 Neo. It's just the Asobo version. I'm on the Xbox Series S, so I don't have the fly-by-wire before you. I'm just gonna kind of answer that before you ask. That seems to be one of the common questions why I don't have the fly-by-wire. Alright, our airport should be to our left. Should be right there on the coast somewhere. I think we are all set there. We can minimize or get rid of that. All right. Oh, no, what I didn't do. Alright, that should be our runway, I believe. I know that's Cancun, I'm pretty sure. Hello, not much. I'm just getting ready to land, so I'm going to be kind of looking away from the chat while I make sure we get on the ground safely here. So, welcome to the stream. All right. So that should be 1-2 right. So ours should be right there, right where the white dot is. All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Yeah, this is usually the I'm gonna vengeful. I do have one of the weather mods, Vengeful Squid. It's the presets that's available. It works sometimes, I think. I've not had too many issues with it, but yeah, it's not too bad. So, all right, let me focus on landing here. Sorry, I'm just. We've had some issues coming into Cancun here, and the plane decided to start acting up. So let's go ahead and get this to 140. It seems like our ATC has stopped talking to us, and we are very close to landing. And that's our runway for sure. There we go. All right. Alright, looks like we are locked in. There we go, perfect. Alright, whatever little hiccup we had before, looks like all of our problems have been resolved. It's okay. Alright, thank you. Yeah, in the past, it's like everybody comes in when I'm trying to land. It's even more so when I'm trying to land manually. It's like I get a ton of questions then, and it gets to be a bit much. Alright, our landing gear is all down, all of our flaps are down, all of our speed brakes and such are armed. There we go. Alright. I do appreciate everybody coming in today and hanging out for today's flight. Do hope you've enjoyed it. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll go through the little professional spiel here at the end once we're on the ground. Wow. Almost there. But it is a really wicked crosswind.
1,000.
It just keeps autopilot's having a doozy of time trying to keep us online here.
$100, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard, 5.
Come on, plane, settle down. There we are. On behalf of myself and the entire flight crew, we'd like to welcome you to Cancun, Mexico. Local time is 7:17 in the morning. We understand and appreciate the fact that you have many options when it comes to your Microsoft Flight Simulator live stream viewing pleasures. We appreciate that you flew with us today. We'll be taxiing to a gate once we get our gate instructions. We made it despite our little hiccup earlier, thankfully. We do hope you enjoy your stay in Cancun. All right, let me pull off the runway here, and I will look at the chat. All right. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. It was all right. It wasn't too bad. Plane floated for a little longer than I would have preferred, but we made it. So, right. Not too shabby for having a little hiccup with the navigation system. Not sure why that is. It just suddenly cuts off and puts you in a spin, and luckily we recovered out of it. Got back on track. Well, this is rather nice to look at. Come into the airport and got some nice trees and everything to welcome us here. Okay, take care, GC. So yeah, Vengeful, what I was saying, there is a preset, weather preset that's available in the marketplace. It does work. If you go to, like, when you change the weather, for instance, you know, if you go open this up and it gives you the weather options. If you turn out the live weather, you can pick from any number of the presets that's available with that. So you got snow, you got rain, you got wind, and all kinds of stuff. Sandstorms, you know, all kinds of stuff. So, yeah, it's pretty cool, I think. It does add a little bit more drama to the flights to make it a little bit more interesting, I think. Roadway or something. Right, so yeah, we'll be in the Embraer 110 P1 tomorrow, going from Douglas Bisbee to El Paso. Do join us for that. 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK. Should be a nice little flight. Well, that seems kind of odd. It looks like the building's missing. I see jetways, but I don't see a building. Wow, okay. Interesting. Yeah, looks like something's missing there. It's the case of the disappearing terminal. Wow. Well, isn't that fantastic? Maybe that's what we get for our navigation goofing up along the way. We get here and the whole terminal's missing. Wow. Oh my goodness. A couple other A320s, Swiss Air. Thank you, Joseph. Yeah, it wasn't too bad, I guess. Okay, where are we going to park at? Well, thank you all for the 5 likes. Appreciate that. Must be on the other side of the other end of the terminal here. See, the bad part is all the forms and stuff are down for Microsoft Flight Simulator because they're doing back-end maintenance on all the stuff. So it's not like I can even lodge a trouble ticket for the autopilot to suddenly, not wanting to navigate, like we just lost navigation information. See, that's the bad part. Everything about that flight plan looked normal. Like there wasn't any gaps. There was no, turning back around, back and forth a bunch of times until we finally got to our waypoint to land. There's something else going on. It's like, sometimes everything goes well and there's no issues, and now it's just, we're back to, we just don't know when things are going to go wrong. So it's quite perplexing. Well, this is an interesting parking spot. Alright, we're almost there. Let's see if we can get the jetway to connect. Look at that. It's automatically doing. I like it. Door should click open here. There it goes. Ta-da! Look at that. Alright, that's going to do it for here, folks. Hour 39. 13 minutes in the day, an hour 26 at 13 minutes at night, hour 26 during the day, total flight time of 1 hour 39. So we got a little bit early, actually, according to the, I've been on your plane all this time. Thank you, Joseph. Anyway, that's going to do it for today, folks. I do greatly appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out and enjoying today's flight. So I will see you all tomorrow, 6:30 Eastern, 11:30 UK, Embraer 110, the twin prop commuter plane. So do join us for that. Do enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, morning, afternoon, evening, early Wednesday, whatever it is in your part of the world. Until then, peace, live long and prosper.